Welcome to my YouTube channel, Marriage in Denmark. Today I'm going to answer your question about what an interview is and in which cases couples are invited to participate in it. First of all, I want to reassure you, an interview is not a rejection, it's not the end. This means that the ministry has some extra questions about your couple. Most of the time this concerns your relationships. Unfortunately, shit happens. No one is actually immune to this phenomenon. However, we can attempt to estimate the likelihood of receiving an invitation for an interview. In those instances, when your relationship is extremely brief, let's say you've only known each other for a couple of months, that is fewer than 6 months, it is already a risk to be invited for an interview. If the couple agrees to take this risk, we submit an application as if it's no big deal if the interview actually happens. We're giving you a heads up about this. In some cases, everything seems perfect, and the relationship is long-lasting, serious, and yet the ministry still invites for an interview. We don't leave you hanging, we stick with you till the end, till we get approval, we book the wedding, and it's hard to manage without an agent. Why? First of all, when Danish sends a letter, it's called an additional information letter, or a case retention letter, case delay, that's what they call it in Danish. It says that you are invited to an interview. No date, no time, what to do next. It's challenging to figure out without an agent. In your case, you can either agree or refuse the offer. I get it, if you refuse, the case is closed. The €220 fee that you pay at the time of application is non-refundable no matter what. So, if you have agreed to the interview, make sure you are ready to come to Denmark. Go through this interview, and only after that Denmark gives approval, and after that you can proceed to book the wedding and go to it. So in your case, if you're acting without an agent, most likely you'll have to make 2 trips to Denmark. So the first time for an interview, then book a date, because no one will be waiting for you right after the interview for a wedding. These are completely different things. The ministry deals with documents while communal cities take care of weddings. They aren't coordinated at all in terms of timing with each other, and they don't care at all about whether your documents are running out or if you'd like to organize everything in one trip. So what do? We definitely insist on obtaining a convenient interview date for the couple, and we are making every effort to plan the route, especially for international flights, so that you do not have to travel twice and can save time and inconvenience. So you will come for the interview, obtain approval on the same day, and we will reach out to the community in advance and make a reservation, which is called pre-booking, for a date that allows you to stay in Denmark for just a couple of days, ensuring a short and convenient stay. So sometimes the wedding will happen as soon as the next day after the interview, or within 2-3 days. That is possible. However, it is really tough to do without an agent. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the interview. How's it going? How should I prepare? What do they check? What questions do they ask? Firstly, the interview is carried out in either Danish, English, or German languages. Most frequently in English for couples from different countries. If you do not speak English well enough, then the ministry recommends hiring a translator. This is done ahead of time too. You're saying we need a translator, you pay the fee, send the invoices, and on that day there will be a translator from your native language to Danish or English. Well, anyway, that's not important anymore, right? If you have a level A2, B1 in English or German, then you don't need a translator. So what should you inspect during the interview? First things first, it is the paperwork. Occasionally, the ministry wonders if your documents are legitimate. Are your documents legitimate, bro? So you are displaying your passports, visas, essentially all the things that you submitted as part of the online application procedure. However, that does not happen very frequently. Most frequently, the inquiries are regarding relationships. So they'll be digging through your entire love story from the moment you met and beyond. So they're gonna ask all the questions. How did you meet? Where did you meet? When did you decide to get married? Why? What are you planning to do next? Why did you decide to get married in Denmark specifically and not in your home country or place of residence? How did you guys communicate? Like, I don't know, did you call each other, write messages, go on trips? And there's an especially big risk of getting caught in an interview if you've only seen each other once in your life before applying for marriage. Let's assume that you spent a week in Turkey, met on neutral territory, and promptly made the decision to get married. In Denmark, in such instances, there is a suspicion of a sham marriage. Therefore, in their perspective, your relationship is not considered to be serious. That does not mean they will reject your request. You just have to reveal the information and obtain the approval to proceed. Everything will be fine, don't worry. Moving on. Couples split up, meaning each partner is interviewed separately, one after the other. Initially, one individual enters. In certain instances, it takes 30 minutes, but more frequently 40, 60 minutes. That is, they converse with their partner for a complete hour. Then the second partner joins. They also chat. Questions can be the same or different depending on the partners involved. In any case, if your relationship is real, your love is real, nothing is fake, and you truly and sincerely love each other, and your desire to get married is absolutely mutual and voluntary, then you have nothing to be afraid of. You'll go through an interview, get approval, and get married.